Today we will learn how to multiply a fraction by a whole number. Please copy down the standard benchmark indicator on a clean page in your math notebook. The student will solve problems that involve the multiplication of fractions that include denominators of 12 or less and express answers in simplest form. Multiplying by a whole number. To multiply a fraction or mixed number by a whole number, first write both numbers as fractions. Then write the product of the numerators over the product of the denominators. Simplify if necessary. Example 1. Multiply 6 times 3/4. First step, write the whole number as an improper fraction. To do this, we put a fraction bar under the whole number and a 1 below that. Then we're going to multiply the numerators across, so 6 times 3 is 18. Then we're going to multiply the denominators. 4 times 1 is 4. That gets us 18 over 4. Now we need to simplify to a mixed number. So we get 4 and 2/4, and then we need to simplify the fraction, so it becomes 4 and 1/2. For example 2, we're multiplying a whole number by a mixed number. So the first thing we have to do is write the mixed number as an improper fraction. So the denominator times the whole number, so 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3, the numerator gets us 8, so we get 8/5 as our fraction. Then the 4 is the whole number, goes over a 1, so now we have 4 over 1 times 8 over 5. Then we're going to multiply across. 4 times 8 is 32, 1 times 5 is 5, so we get 32/5. 5 goes into 32 6 times with 2 left over, so we get a mixed number of 6 and 2/5. For the triad, we need to multiply 2/3 times 5. So step A, write the whole number as an improper fraction. So we're going to put 5 over 1. Then we're going to multiply the numerators and then the denominators. So we're going to set up the problem as 2/3 times 5 over 1. And that gets us 10/3. Now we need to simplify. We know 3 goes into 10 3 times, and then there's 1/3 left over. So we're going to get 3 and 1/3 as our answer. For D, we have 3/8 times 9, so the first step is to make the 9 into an improper fraction. So then we get 3/8 times 9 over 1. So we're going to multiply the numerators. 3 times 9 is 27, and the denominators. 8 times 1 is 8. Now we need to take our improper fraction and turn it into a mixed number. And we know we can divide 8 into 27 3 times. And we get a remainder of 3. And we know when going from an improper fraction to a mixed number, the number on top of the division house is our whole number. The numerator goes back over the denominator to form a fraction. So we're going to get 3 and 3/8. For E, we have 8 times 3/5. So first step is to turn 8 into an improper fraction by putting it over 1. Next, we're going to multiply the numerator, so 8 times 3 is 24, and then the denominators, 1 times 5 is 5. Now we're going to divide and figure out how many times 5 goes into 24. We know 5 goes into 24 4 times, and that gives us a remainder of 4. So our answer is going to be 4 and 4/5. For F, we have 1.5 times 8. So the first thing we need to do is get 1 and 1/2 into an improper fraction. So Denominator times whole number, so 2 times 1 is 2, plus the numerator is 3, so we get 3 halves times 8 over 1. Now, when you're working with fractions, there's something you can do to make your simplifying at the end a little easier. We can do what's called cross-simplifying. So we look at the numbers that are diagonally paired from each other, so the 2 and the 8 and the 3 and the 1. If you look at the 3 and the 1, we know they're both as simplified as they can go. We don't have any numbers in common between the two of them. For the 2 and the 8, you can simplify them because we can divide 2 into 2 one time, and 2 can go into 8 4 times. So I'm going to show you with the simplified method, and then I'm going to show you the method we've been working on so you can see both of them side by side. So now we have 3 times 4 over 1 times 1, so we're going to get 12 over 1, which equals 12. Now I'm going to go back, reset the problem, and just multiply through and show you how you get the same answer either way you do this. So we're going to reset up 3 halves times 8 over 1. And then this time we're just going to multiply straight through. So 3 times 8 is 24, 2 times 1 is 2. And then 24 divided by 2 equals 12. So either way you do the problem, you're going to get the correct answer. It's just sometimes easier to simplify at the beginning, so you're working with smaller numbers when you're going from the improper fraction to the mixed number. For G, we have 5/8 times 9. So first thing we're going to do is put 9 over 1 to make it an improper fraction. And if we look at our cross-simplifying here, 5 and 1 can't be simplified, and 8 and 9 can't be simplified. So we're just going to have to multiply across and simplify at the end. So 5 times 9 is 45, 8 times 1 is 8. Then we're going to set up our division problem to go from our improper fraction to our mixed number. So 8 goes into 45 5 times. And we get a remainder of 5. So our answer is going to be 5 and 5/8. For H, we have 12 times 4/5. So we're going to put 12 over 1 times 4 over 5. And this is another one where we can't simplify any further because it has to be cross-simplifying. So 4 and the 1 don't share any common factors besides 1. And same with 12 and 5. They don't share any common factors besides 1. So we're just going to multiply across. 12 times 4 is 48. 1 times 5 is 5. Next, we're going to divide 5 into 48. And we know it goes in 9 times, which 5 times 9 is 45. And that gives us a remainder of 3. So our answer is going to be 9 and 3/5. For I, we have 1 and 1/2 times 7. We already know from a previous problem that 1 and 1/2 is 3 halves as an improper fraction. So we have 3 halves times 7 over 1. And then we're going to multiply across. 3 times 7 is 21. 2 times 1 is 2. And now we're going to do our division to turn it into a mixed number. So 2 goes into 2 once. And 2 cannot go into 1, so we have to put a 0 up there, and we have a remainder of 1. That means our answer becomes 10 1/2. For J, we have 2 times 5, 6, so we're going to put 2 over 1 times 5 over 6. And this is another problem where we can actually use the cross-simplifying method. So if we look at cross-simplifying, 1 and 5 don't have anything in common, so we're going to ignore those. But 2 and 6 can both be divided by 2. So we're going to do that. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I'm going to cross those out and replace them. Now we're just going to multiply across. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. We know 3 goes into 5 once with 2 left over, so we're going to have 1 2/3. And just as we did with the last one, I'm going to show you again using the way with simplifying at the end instead of at the beginning. So we have 2 over 1 times 5 over 6. So then we get 10 over 6, and we're going to simplify that, turn it into a mixed number. So that becomes 1 4/6. Which then when you simplify dividing the 4 and the 6 by 2, you get 1 2/3. So it's the same answer either way you do the problem. All right, so the last one here, we've got a couple of steps to do. First, we need to put 9 over 1 to make an improper fraction. And then we have 3 2/3, so we need to turn that from a mixed number into an improper fraction. So denominator times whole number, so 3 times 3 is 9. Then we add the numerator, so that gets us 11. So we get 11/3. And this is again one where we can cross simplify. We can divide 9 and 3 both by 3. So 3 times 11 gets us 33. 1 times 1 is 1, and that gets us 33 as a whole number. If you don't do the cross simplifying, this is the way it will look. So 9 times 11 gets you 99. 1 times 3 is 3. 99 divided by 3 gets you 33. Same answer either way. So whichever way is more comfortable for you to do it. Please make sure you have all the work copied down and glue this page in your math notebook.